Welcome back to Last Call, everyone. I am your bartender for the evening, Chris, joined once again by Mike, Hartley, and Maggie. We're here to discuss Session 5.
Oh,
I am
my goodness.
I'm shocked.
Woo!
Okay, I'm going to lead this off.
Yes.
I mean, technically, I let it off. But
Shut up. You shut your godly DM mouth right now. Because
Thanks.
what that last flashback, guys, was one of the best things I have ever heard. That was awesome.
Yeah.
I was literally like on the edge of my seat the whole time.
Minorda.
I love Merrick.
Oh,
I love
he
him.
is so cool.
It's got the scar on his
Your
face.
relationship to him is awesome. Like the advice and the political tension. Like you're talking about, you're going back to like
the Orc Rebellion.
But like straight up in real history, like internment camps for like Japanese after Pearl Harbor, like where people who had been there their whole lives were ostracized, right? Like,
I mean,
incredible.
that's not what I thought. Yeah, I guess we can relate it to real life history.
Yeah.
No, but like that was exceptional.
Yeah, that was.
I was so happy to hear that. That was awesome.
What a sweet little.
So happy to hear about prejudice.
Fair.
It's just a cool little window into the history from a certain perspective, which I think is always so fun about D&D because it's like the big things, like the gods were here, the gods disappeared, and then all this stuff. But then you kind of learn about the world through the people that like were in it, and like this orc guy that got taken away. It's like super cool.
Also, what was the wind at the end of that?
Maggie, do you
now
know
I'm
what that
afraid
is?
of the wind. I don't think I know what that is.
I don't know what that is.
I was really excited because I know I didn't talk about this at all with Maggie before. So.
Oh my goodness.
So good.
And your voice for it, I felt the hairs on my arm go up when you said that. I was like,
big shivers.
Because for the audience listening, obviously you know this, but we're all wearing headphones and we can all hear each other talk right now. Mm-hmm. And that was straight, that whisper was straight up in my ears over my shoulder. I was Mynx in that moment.
It was like a little episode of ASMR.
Yeah. What else with the episode? I mean, like,
you got your ass kicked once again.
Oh my god! I think Clue is. It's funny. I don't want him to go through an entire. I feel like we're gonna need a couple character arcs for Clue, as I'm sure for all of us, because he is learning his lessons early and fast. Because out of necessity.
No, we're gonna come up. Mynx is like in a place where it's just like, we need some basic etiquette going into these social situations. Because it was just like fear between the two of you. I'm like, because you were trying to lie at first.
Yeah.
Then and to get onto the guy's side.
And you were all, what'd you do with Laurel?
Dylan's like, what's the lizard's name? And it's just like,
it was so funny because I was
the most aggressive child.
Yeah.
I was going into that like hoping that I could cater the conversation towards my interrogation roles, like intimidation, and because I've got a +5, I'm proficient. I was that's my part of my backstory, right?
Yeah.
Like I was so excited, and then of course, because Dylan is a kid. And your roles were doing role playing as well,
They
right?
were playing along.
And so you were
I get it now.
so
role playing.
Makes sense.
It was just so good. You almost full killed me.
I know.
That's
Almost
scary.
full, yeah.
That would have been a character wipe.
It would have been a character wipe, and then I would have had to. Oh, that would have been annoying.
It's episode 5, guys. The first fight.
We're checking out a whodunnit of Clue's life in the town after that.
Right?
Just we just bring in Banks and.
I mean, I think with that, as soon as I calculated the total of damage, I was excited. So I'm like, oh, as soon as I say this number, you're instantly gonna know what situation you guys are in.
Oh yeah.
Like when I said
Situation
32 and
32.
Clue dropped, like you guys instantly
I have
realized
10.
who these people are and what they're capable of.
Yeah.
Full plans changed. Yeah, I was like, I'm ready to shoot them from
Also,
a distance. I'm ready with things, and then I was like,
It's funny because you said like I cast darkness, and all I thought back to was Chris's laborious description of them all finally having their hoods off because they could finally see in darkness.
Yeah.
And their eyes glow with some sort of like
it's
light.
different when it's magic,
It's magic
though.
darkness. I know.
Yeah, it's true. It's
so
true.
creepy. Orla and Oda.
Those awesome characters, really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
There's a moment that was like almost a horror moment where you were like they shook their heads simultaneously and then wouldn't put their finger
Like
up to their mouth. I was like, oh my god, they're terrifying.
Going back to us like being like fear and all that stuff, I feel like that's going to be a big character arc for Mynx. Is like, you know, at some point you're gonna have to like put your foot down and be like, guys,
with both
enough of this shit or we're gonna die.
Yeah,
like
she's just so used to like functioning social situations to
sure.
a degree.
Yeah,
and so to be put into this with somebody that's like literally threatening lives, it's just like, oh, we need to figure this out before going in a little bit in a like just emotions wise.
Oh yeah,
because again, like I thought Dillan was in like a place of like, you know, still sadness. And it's like now he perked right back up for this shit just with anger. And aggression, which makes sense also. Like just towards, you killed the one person that had a potential like connection with my mom. Like, it makes sense.
I like the evolution just in these first few episodes as you find who Dillan is, like as you play him.
He's sort of like Dylan, taking on a life on his own.
Like very hot and cold. But like if you think about a teenager, like teenagers will be hot and cold. Fucking I remember I was like that, right? Like you flip flop very quickly.
Especially if you're a teenager as a half elf. Like you are essentially the equivalent of like an 8-year-old or even less, like like in human years, because half elves live like so long.
No. Half elves are the same age.
Oh, the same?
Yeah,
I should probably know this.
I think it is.
I think you're right. I think you're right.
But I think ultimately it's like, you know, like he's just thrown into all this.
Half elves live 180 years.
Oh,
take that.
Oh,
yeah. So
okay.
You are 8 years old.
I mean, they live a lot less if you get into fights that you shouldn't be picking.
Yeah. Wow. I honestly, like, it's a good thing you put dark vision and like try to pull us out there because Dillan would have swung.
Well, because it was that, or I was going to start a fight, and I was like, "You're literally dying, and I can't help you."
Dylan,
so it's just on the
I'm
defense.
our healer.
I don't think Dillan. I don't think Dylan's going to register something like that until it happens to him. To be honest, like if Dylan was the one that got the hit. And like,
well, Dylan would have been dead.
Dylan would have been full dead. But I'm saying, like, I just don't think Dylan, like, you went down and you were bleeding out. But I just think like Dylan has no sort of like, it's really like no gauge, right? Yeah. So it's like he was ready to swing again because like you just brought down my friend. Like I'm gonna do it, right? But like, he would have been annihilated.
So
you saved
total
Dylan.
Damage?
32.
Oh yeah, I would have been dead.
I would have been triple dead.
Thank goodness I was the one who rolled first on initiative.
Well, it was you rolled first, and you were the one who actually went and attacked.
You went up.
So presumably Bigby would be hitting you first.
Yeah, that made sense.
Yes.
That made sense for sure.
But I've got 22 as a paladin. Like, oh my goodness.
Crazy fight. We came in there with like everything though. We were ready to rock and roll.
We were.
Like, the sheet, he had the sheet, and he had like
the exact. That was thing. So funny. Yeah, like because we went to so much effort to like destroy
ours. He's
and
like,
of course, and if Thorol was like, as much as you liked him, your character liked him, he was a piece of shit. He was like, he was kind of just like this drunk guy.
Oh yeah, well, you know, for Dylan, it doesn't presumably register.
Well, he's
your mom's friend.
Yeah.
But yeah, sure. But he said
he also made you pay money.
Yeah, that's exactly what he was going to say. He's like, I'll give it to you. It's your destiny, but only your destiny if you pay me. How much gold do you have? All of that minus 5.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
you know, but
of course that's the first thing he gives them, right?
Yeah.
Man. What else? We talked about a few things.
You went back to Master Perrick as well.
Yeah.
Meeting Perrick was great. I'm so glad we got to meet him.
Meeting Perrick was. I'm glad you guys. Chris, it was a stroke of genius when you said bushes were wrestling. I thought that Grub had gone to get Perrick and Perrick was there.
Oh, nice.
Because you had said as the bad guy, as Bigby.
Yeah.
You had said, and may that serve as a warning to anyone else listening, you know, right? And I was like,
Perrick was listening.
Grub went to go get Perrick. Perrick is deciding whether or not he should jump in.
Yeah.
And like I expected him to come out, but it was even better. It was
just chilling.
It was better that Grub had kind of just run away out of fear, came back like out of bravery, right? Mm-hmm. And then led these guys to go see Perrick. And then I'm glad you guys met him too, because I think
Temple's just a good life.
Yeah, just a big good life.
Yeah.
I love it.
The more you got, I'm so happy that we're painting the scene more of this temple because. It's so funny because Chris's description of like, you think of a church
Yeah.
and like you go to like a church in real life and like all the statues and stuff are front and center and like whatever.
Yeah.
But Chris put the massive statue of Cord in the corner of the room.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Leave more room for fighting.
Oh yeah.
Of course.
Oh yeah.
there.
Oh yeah.
The
He's somewhere
statue isn't in the
yeah.
middle of the room.
No.
The statue is off in the
It's
corner.
an empty room.
Yeah.
Essentially, with mats and weapons.
It's
Yeah.
hung up
Master
everywhere.
Peric's dojo.
Yeah.
That's so funny. And
Like-
your dad.
Yeah, I was
My
just
dad-
gonna
Your dad's
say.
vanished. He's the one that got taken.
So
Presumably.
a little peek behind the
That's
scenes.
what the role
when
was.
you mentioned, oh shit, Chris was rolling. I was rolling to see who was going to disappear.
It was.
Oh.
I'm guessing it was my mom, my dad, Dax.
I will say
Flint
I
Horn.
rolled a D8.
Okay.
Interesting.
Okay. Well, we got 2 in the tavern.
Flinthorn.
We got
Yeah, that's fine.
Flinthorn, Grub. No, Grub's with us.
They
Grub
wouldn't
is also
care.
a raccoon.
Your family. You've got a good amount of people that you know.
I've got Banks and 2 family members. John's hotcakes. John.
You know, it's surprising that Bigby and his squad didn't know about the guard.
Right.
We kind of gave him a fucking.
What in the fuck is that about?
That's another
I don't
thing.
know.
You know what? I will say you don't know.
No, I do.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god.
I was like, Chris is just
Not
winging that.
me.
now.
Yeah.
It'd be really weird if I
Yeah.
didn't know.
But crazy, like, you know, it's another thing. I honestly, personally, I did not expect us to spend so much time in TilVille, and I'm loving it. I love that we keep coming back, and like it's a thing that I thought it
Yeah.
would be like, here's the festival, on to the adventure.
Oh, we
It's like,
gotta save
no,
this damn
We're in
town.
there. We're saving the town now.
Yeah.
TilVille is our home.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
this is where we're gonna have to like this is our first level up,
The
right?
big one.
Like,
Yeah. Oh man, it's so
because
exciting.
they say in D&D like you're considered like a local hero up until like
Yeah.
level 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Like, and then once you hit level 5, you're like a city type hero, like
Yeah.
known within your city.
Yeah.
And then by 10, I think you're known as like a national hero, and by 15, you're effectively like an international like monument to heroism.
like a ballpark.
And then
Generally,
yeah, like
yeah.
as ballparks for like notoriety.
cool.
Um,
Interesting.
yeah.
I thought that this session was off to an interesting start because I didn't talk for the first 5 minutes. Literally the only thing I did was I made a note of what your shovels' names are.
Yeah. I have them written down. In
Dinah.
I do too now.
Yes.
Dinah and
Chauvel.
Chauvel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
We did. I remember when we were talking, and then Chris said one thing, and I was like, "Oh, right, you're here."
Yeah. Yeah. No, it was great. It's always nice to just sit back and just
Yeah.
watch you guys interact as characters. Because again, I don't get that chance a lot. I thought it was just funny. Like, okay, my contribution is Dinah and Chauvel.
Yeah.
yeah.
And that was so
Someone's
funny because
attention was
Mynx and Clue, we both kind of just looked at it and like I think we shared a look of like, are you fucking kidding me? This kid again.
Comes bearing
Yeah.
shovels.
I
Yeah.
got shovels. I got shovels.
It was
and they
really
work.
funny,
Oh,
though.
I do have I probably lost the flower. That's okay. It doesn't have to be canon anymore.
The flower in your hair.
Yeah, it's fine.
Probably fell off as you ran to Clue dying in front of you.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
I
for
think
sure.
I think we also got some progression in the Clue Peric relationship a little bit.
Oh yeah.
At least for now, I
the
think.
F word was said.
Yeah. Well, I had said it last. I said it
Friend.
episode 1 or 2.
Not
one.
Fanny.
But he never said it.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna forever just assume you're lovers, and that's it.
Okay.
Oh, I want
That's
the
not bad.
letters.
I don't hate it. I don't have anyone else.
But yeah, I think
It's time
upon
for fan fiction, guys. Fan fiction. Let's start writing it, everybody.
I think upon seeing a progression in your character Clue, that's when Peric really decided, okay, I think he deserves some, especially after getting your ass kicked. I think he
Being
deserves
rewarded.
He deserves a treat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
especially since like it's interesting as Clue, where the Church of Cord is all about strength, and usually strength correlates to winning, right? And I'm just like I went from beating my master and feeling pretty high
yeah.
to getting my ass kicked lower and lower
You've
and
had a
lower.
day.
It's been a bad day, but
Yeah.
then at the end of it, to be
Dad.
told by the person who's saying you're not going anywhere with your life, by being told by him is like, no, this is what I meant by being proactive.
Yeah.
Is like the why do we stumble bit is hilarious.
That
by
was
the
good.
way. I need to make that canon. I need to
We're,
write that down.
we're probably gonna cut out that section, but there was a long section right after Chris said that, and Hartley was like, "I don't know. And Chris is like, I don't know either. I'm going to say it though. And Carly just had to sit there for like a solid minute and just like think of what he was going to say. I forgot what you actually said.
What
I
happens?
said,
Did fall
why
and
do
be
we-
a distraction? or
Why do
something?
we stumble so we can distract them and go for the throat later?
Nice.
I think.
Yeah.
Uh,
And then you said exactly, and I was like, "Oh, I wasn't expecting that was it."
That's exactly what
Presumably,
we
this
do.
is part of this lesson mantra. That
Yes,
as he's like,
yeah,
like,
like this is
swinging
one
at-
of Perrick's mantras.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like I
Very
just,
a little wordy, but
yeah, like I think in my
he's a wordy guy.
Yeah. in my like head canon, like in all of the days since I've joined the church and like been sparring with Perrick, like every now and then he'll pull like a feint where he fake stumbles.
Oh,
and
okay.
and like I go for the the hit or the
Yeah.
tick or the point or
Yeah,
whatever.
and he like flips
And he-
around.
yeah,
like,
and he
gets
flips
you.
around and
Why
gets
do we
me.
stumble?
Yeah, like I think there's a
To
lesson there
get to the
taught.
other side.
Yeah, to get to the other side.
I like the idea that Perrick also uses like very common phrases of like, why do we stumble? Or like, practice makes perfect. And then has like a reverse of like, practice makes peanuts or something
Yeah,
like
yeah.
stupid. Like,
so
none of
funny.
it's like the actual terminology that
Because it's
other
his dojo.
people would use. It's like, no, it's Perrick's way.
Yeah.
Perrick's house.
I
Punching with Perrick.
my goal as well was to instill somewhat of a little bit of fear in you guys, because I think like
That's fear.
the last couple of sessions where it's like, oh yeah, we have to fight them. I guess we have to fight them. That's fine. And then realizing, oh no, we can't fight them
We
right now.
cannot fight.
Like
them.
I was hoping to make them somewhat a little more scary.
They were scarier.
Okay.
They were immediately became scarier. The moment, like, it took more than just. I kind of had a feeling going into it that they're going to be strong.
Yeah, me
That's
too.
that's kind of a part of storytelling in general. Is like, especially if you're going on the hero's journey, you first show one of like at least a local villain that you cannot beat yet, and you
Yeah.
get your ass handed.
I mean,
to
this
you.
is the first time you guys have done combat
Yeah.
in this entire session.
Well,
It was
only,
not fun.
only I did combat.
And I will
actually,
never
I think.
do it again.
so I figured like we've waited this long. It should be beefy.
I want to kill something, Chris.
Yeah.
Hey, dude, you killed those pies.
I did. Well, and then they killed me.
Can I ask how Mynx felt about her whole backstory? Like, I'm
Yeah.
so fucking
Oh. I'm
curious
I'm so
now.
curious. Yeah.
Like specifically, like so your relationship with what was his name? Merrick.
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 Yeah.
Merrick.
what
and
kind of
Perrick.
shop did he have?
It's
Great
like
naming,
a-
Chris. By the
like
way.
like a tinker's shop.
Okay,
cool.
Yeah.
Really?
Literally,
Cool.
like,
Kind of steampunky.
as I was reading out the description of the store, that was all Maggie. She sent me all that.
nice.
Yeah.
So
Very
you,
cool.
you named him Merrick, and I named my teacher Perrick.
They're brothers.
Oh my god.
That's
No.
funny. Well, that's funny because that's what triggered the flashback. Like
Yeah.
Perrick's
And my brother is Derek.
attitude and
Oh,
behavior.
you should have said that. Oh, but yeah.
I did say,
similar.
yeah. It's like this gruff personality
Yeah.
reminded you of other people in your life, and it flashed back
Mm.
to your interaction with Merrick.
Yeah.
But,
I
yeah.
love the way that you expanded on him though, because it did really make me think of like it gives Mynx like from everything that I wrote, that like what I did write about her, of just like giving her reasons to try to find this additional source of magic. It's just like all of these things in her life just kind of like it makes sense for her to want to find these other options, like because of the influences she has.
Mhm.
And that it's just, yeah, giving him that story, it's just really nice to see it being fleshed out and like just
Yeah.
to have it actively
Did
like
you
around.
expect
Yeah.
the accent?
No, and I love it.
I
Um,
loved it too. My God.
Well, like, yeah, on like from personal levels, just like with people that I know, like just in different ways of also like discrimination, like it did just like hit me a little like emotionally, which was just like, because it makes me think
too.
of people in my life
Mhm.
that have had like different situations where, yeah, maybe their shop went under because of different discrimination or
Right.
something. And so it's,
Mhm.
it just, it like I felt it a little bit
I
harder
felt
immediately.
it,
And it
yeah.
was just like, oh, fuck,
Yeah.
this is
Like,
nice.
I don't get it, but I get it.
Yeah.
But no, I loved it. I'm so excited to go back to the city at some point and see him. Like that
Oh,
would
yeah.
be really nice.
Yeah. And I think with Merrick, the way you described it in the backstory that
Yeah.
you sent me, Maggie, was like, this is a gruff exterior, but 100% means well. So I
Yeah.
think that's where Mynx gets a lot of her like her drive and her determination to like help people despite her situation, because like she has those people in her life that have been kicked like over and over and over again, and yet are still willing to help like the everyday citizen.
Mhm.
right? So yeah, I really was excited for you to like meet Merrick as well. I just didn't know when I would introduce the flashback.
Yeah.
There was a couple scenarios that I thought you guys could have done in this session,
Mhm.
that would have triggered the flashback, but I really knew I wanted to introduce Merrick in
Yeah.
this,
Yeah.
in this
I'll-
point of the
I
story.
loved it.
Cool. Yeah, he like really believes in you, and I think like you get that
As long as you
instantly
as long
from
as you
the-
return his cart in one piece, that's
Yeah,
clear-
but it's
clean.
a-
Clean and shining.
I
Little does he know.
I
Yeah.
love that relationship of like, you know, it's just like, I don't know, it feels like very like not Last of Us. I'm trying to figure out a better relationship between the
It's-
two, but
That's so funny, Chris. All he wants it back is clean, and she's filled it with shit.
oh yeah, you didn't
Yeah.
figure
I
that out.
didn't
I was
put that
laughing my ass off
together.
the whole time.
I didn't put that
Oh, it's
together.
covered in
at
shit,
all.
dude.
It's covered in shit.
This card is
Oh my
covered in
God.
shit.
Filled with cow pies.
That-
Merrick is gonna get nothing.
That
and
went right
more.
over my
Yeah.
head.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
I'll
What-
tell you though.
Oh no.
Oh, sorry.
No, the only thing I wanted to say to the previous point as well is just like with the villain specifically,
Big B.
Big B. I wanted to call him Bigsby the entire
Yeah,
time.
Yeah, me too.
But the
Too
fact,
bad.
because like the fact that you wanted to create a character that we feared,
Mm-hmm.
but also you allowed him to heal, it's very much like like lick your wounds,
Yeah.
get out
Yeah,
of here.
yeah.
Like it scared, because like I was scared of you dying because I was like, I have no healing, you have no healing to my
Yeah.
knowledge. Like I was like, yeah, we're fucked. We're in a
Yeah.
forest. We can't get back. Like, and so the fact that he was just
Yeah.
like,
And if you,
I'll pity you.
yeah,
And that's
It
exactly
was-
what like
It like I was just like it did send chills to me because I was just like out cold. I was like, I can't do anything.
because
I
if you
can't
think
fix
about
this.
it, like there's different types of villain, and they're all scary in their own way. But like
Mhm.
you know, you'll have your fanatical dictator who wants to impose their beliefs on anyone. That person is just gonna fucking kill, right?
Yeah.
But like this is a guy who fundamentally wants information, but is willing to do anything to get it.
Yeah.
Right. And so with him, like he's saying like, yeah, lick your wounds, whatever. But he also knows that like it's going to increase his notoriety. It's going to fucking, he's sending us off to go presumably hunt down the information. for
Yeah,
him 'cause he
exactly.
knows
Killing
we
you
mean
would
well.
have hurt him essentially.
Yeah.
To some
Right.
degree.
Yeah.
Like it's really, really good.
Like,
Well, because if he killed, I would have probably just attacked, and then I would have died, and then it would have been a total party kill,
Yeah.
and then also they would
Six sessions,
be
done,
not have
5.
right, like
Yeah.
they would not have their information. Also,
like I think from the start of when you walked into the campfire, he did not perceive you as a threat at all.
Yeah.
And even when the combat started, like Oda and Orla didn't get up,
no,
right?
Yeah.
They just stood off to the side. Big B let you attack him basically, and just boom, let me show you how strong I am. Great, now you know. Why don't you run along, you piece of filth? Like you
Yeah.
are not worth my
Yeah.
time.
Scurry along now, scurry along. Yeah,
Yeah.
like I just with those
Go
two,
tell your tale back to the town.
Yeah.
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 with the two on the ground, like just chilling. Like
yeah.
That being said, he's also not a pushover. So it's good that you guys did not keep fighting as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Actually, it was
sure.
only you with your persuasion rolls. That was why he let you guys leave, essentially.
Yeah.
Because
well,
like,
right.
yeah.
Well,
he gave
I-
you warning, then you went and attacked him. He's
Yeah.
like, oh, okay. let's show what I really mean.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, and like with the two, like Dylan would not have been able to attack. I know it was his turn, and like I just
Yeah, you've
I
never
just-
fought before.
Dylan would he's fought. He's like he's trained with his master,
but like fought
he's
to kill.
But the
Never-
main enemy disappeared out
Yeah.
of thin air.
Of course,
And,
it's like
the two people
the
are
big
like
mouthed-
docile on the ground.
exactly. It's like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
Just attack a harmless person.
swing. Well, not necessarily harmless, but like swing
Yeah.
at someone who's docile and not doing anything.
Well, you
right?
also saw somebody else die today. Like
Yeah.
it's
It's a
been a
big
day.
I'll tell you.
Yeah, this
I
is
am,
still day one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a big day, day one.
I am very excited, but also terrified because I know that flashbacks come in threes,
Yep,
and
your next beta.
both of your flashbacks were exceptional
Yeah, guys.
and,
Again,
like,
congrats on that
and,
flashback.
and,
that was awesome.
and heartbreaking.
That's
Both
nice.
of them.
I
Like
really
Mike's,
liked it.
I mean, we were
Yeah.
wrong last call now,
Yeah.
but yours like made me like nearly tear up, and so did yours.
I was also
and so now
so
mine, I'm like, oh,
hungover
no.
during that session.
Yeah, you
we
were.
almost didn't record that session because I was like, guys, I don't think we can do it. But
Yeah.
but
You did
everyone
great.
banded together and we
Yeah.
did a little what's it
Little
called? A little
dance.
exercise circle and got into it and it worked out. And
guys
it was
did-
a heavy Dylan session.
You
It
guys
was.
got up, got
We
hyped,
did
jumped
it.
around, banged some cupboards. It was good.
Mhm.
Chris, big kudos to you, man. Wow. just all the characters, the
Mhm.
bad guys, the fucking flashback. Like,
Thanks for
like,
letting us play in this world. Chris.
seriously,
It's
like-
really nice.
Come anytime.
Merrick, you gave us a minute and a half of him, 2 minutes, and
Love him.
like just in love, know his whole backstory, want to be a friend with him, just want to give him all my money. Like,
Yeah.
That's great because we
Incredible.
haven't met him yet.
no, I know, but it's just like, my goodness, like
Yeah.
10 out of 10, dude. Fucking
and
awesome.
and now you got to keep all those character voices in your head for about a month.
it's a good thing these are
Because that's
recorded.
the
Only
next
I
time we're
had a
recording.
recording of the.
If only.
I wonder.
Well,
Sweet.
I'm very excited for where this is going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did say on our last call
Oh, yeah.
that we were going to have a break, but a couple things have switched. So we actually did record this session not too far along from when we recorded episode 4. We are now going to take that break, and then 2.5 weeks from now, we will record episode 6.
But hopefully for the audience, you're getting these on a weekly basis, regardless.
Yeah, we're gonna stock them
Our
up.
timelines don't affect you.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
Until we start falling behind.
All right.
Inevitably.
Not gonna happen.
Shall we
Well,
wrap her up?
I
I
think
think
we should
so.
wrap her up.
I think that was last call. We are full on out of drinks. But once again, thank you for listening. My name is Chris, joined by Mike, Hartley, and Maggie. We'll see you guys next time. Take it away with the slow jazz.
Enjoy the smooth jazz.
Jazz. Jazz.